India, in the 6th century BCE, was violently reshaping itself. Iron Age kingdoms were swallowing up smaller republics, and society was racing to accumulate new and immense material wealth. When we picture a conqueror from this era, we usually imagine someone who carves out vast empires on blood-soaked battlefields. But the followers of Mahavira, the 24th Tirthankara, revered him with the exact same title. They called him Jina, which translates directly to conqueror. Yet Mahavira commanded no armies. He claimed no territory. In fact, he possessed absolutely nothing, not even a single piece of clothing. His life was governed by an extreme physical constraint. To prevent any sense of comfort or belonging from taking root, he followed a strict rule. He could never stay in a single village for more than one day. This perpetual motion served as a defense against a subtle internal enemy, the psychological trap of attachment. To understand why a person would subject themselves to this, we have to look at how Jainism defines karma. In the West, we often treat karma as a cosmic ledger of good and bad deeds. But in Jain metaphysics, karma is literal, microscopic physical matter that physically sticks to the human soul. Ancient texts use a clear analogy. Imagine the soul as a boat floating on the water, and karma as the water itself. The constant influx of this dark karmic water is called asrava. It pours in through holes created by human desires, violence, and even the smallest emotional attachments. That one-day rule functions as a physical mechanism called samvara to plug the leak. By constantly moving, Mahavira eliminated the possibility of becoming attached to a specific bed, a familiar home, or a comforting community. Here, spiritual freedom rests entirely on a relentless physical process, an endless daily effort to bail out the boat, one bucket at a time. Mahavira didn't invent this system from scratch. He was building upon a foundation laid centuries earlier by the 23rd Tirthankara, Parsvanatha. Parsvanatha equipped his followers with 4 tools to plug their karmic leaks: speaking the truth, abstaining from theft, practicing absolute non-possession, and practicing strict non-violence, or ahimsa. After 12 years of severe physical penance, Mahavira realized the human mind is incredibly deceptive. The subtlest internal desires are actually the hardest leaks to plug. A monk might give up all physical property, but still harbor mental lust or emotional craving. So Mahavira added a 5th vow, brahmacharya. This demanded total sensory control and celibacy, acting as the ultimate mandatory seal to achieve a completely knotless, unattached state. This protection extended to the intellect. Mahavira promoted Shyadvada, the relativity of truth. Like the parable of blind men touching an elephant and disagreeing on its shape, Jainism argues all views are partial. Claiming absolute truth is another form of violence. Together, these 5 vows and intellectual frameworks form a comprehensive discipline, insulating the mind against the accumulation of violent karmic debt. The ultimate historical test for this ascetic system arrived during the Mauryan era, when a brutal 12-year famine struck the Magadha region of northern India. Faced with starvation, a massive group of Jain monks led by Bhadrabahu migrated deep into South India. It was a desperate measure to survive without compromising their vows of non-possession. When the famine finally broke and the migrants returned, they discovered a deep ideological schism. The monks in Magadha had altered the sacred rules to endure the harsh conditions. The most visible adaptation was clothing. The monks who stayed had begun wearing simple white garments, eventually forming what is known as the Shwetambara sect. The returning monks rejected this entirely. They maintained that true non-possession requires absolute sky-clad nakedness, viewing even a simple thread of cloth as a worldly attachment. They became the Digambara sect. Despite this rigid severity and the immense personal discipline required to practice it, this philosophy managed to inspire some of the most enduring art, intricate architecture, and profound royal conversions in Indian history. We remember history's traditional conquerors for the land they seized, but their empires eventually turned to dust. The Jain conqueror takes a completely different path. By refusing to stay in one place and refusing to own a single thing, they secure eternal victory by systematically defeating the self, one day at a time.